They are not going to touch any of these things. They convinced they can now weather it. Let the bubble in securitized student loans or securitized auto loans, let the bubble burst, which it very well may. A lot of people are saying that it's coming. They're just convinced they will get another bailout of because that's what Americans do it. They watch the government, they endorse the government, and the government says, okay, you now have to pay for this. Oh, I do. Let me get angry at the public employee. That is an amazing trip. To find yourself in the middle of a global crisis that the public employees in the state of Wisconsin probably had relatively little to do with, and to go after them as the great problem. It's an extraordinary achievement of our political system to turn it. And I think that folks like Bernanke, they understand this. And they're nervous, very nervous about it. But they're stuck in the political world of Washington, and Washington is a political world sustained by the wealth.
Well, that was a little bit of Professor Richard Wolff back in 2011, April, talking on capitalism's crisis with the New School. It's worth a listen. It's 2 hours. It's worth to listen. Anyway, let us to an imagined thought. Sunday, 8 August 2021. You published with who? Don't you know they yada yada yada? Am I responsible for that? My publishing with them doesn't mean I agree with everything they've done or agree with everything they believe in. It means we've entered into a business contract to the benefit of us both and to the benefit of any who read the book. Should I have gone unpublished because I don't agree with everything a publisher has done in the past? That presumes people don't learn from their mistakes, are incapable of personal growth, and that I'm responsible for them. Insisting people work only with those with whom they agree on everything not only absents pluralism, it limits opportunity, damages the economy, preventing prosperity and reducing upward mobility. I'm sorry, but I'm not willing to discriminate against people that way, nor am I willing to live by such impossible expectations that damage not only myself but everyone else in society. Look, I get we have to be conscientious, but we can't be absolutists. If we require that of ourselves, there's no one we can work with, no one with whom we can do business, no avenue in which we can improve things, no world in which we aren't slaves to a morality that oppresses and nothing else. We have to be discerning, sure, but we can't be bigots about everything. That's not a functioning world. We can also be forgiving and generous and trade our labor for a symbolic relationship that benefits more than ourselves. More people than ourselves. Sorry, the world isn't mine to change. It's mine to comply to. You change the world. Pass the legislation. Vote in the candidates that'll better things. I'll support it all. Start an initiative for better practices. Offer incentives for a more democratized economy that values morals and collective well-being. I'm in. I'll vote for all of it. I don't know how to do those things, however, except write about them and experience them. If you know how to, then what are you doing asking me to do something about them? Run for office yourself. Organize how you wish. What are you waiting for? Just a nice little vent. That was August 8th, 2021. Same day. Future of the Left with Noam Chomsky and Natalie Wynn of ContraPoints. 28 June 2021, the STOA. What's really weird is we've proven social democracy works. For 40 years, from the late 1930s to the late 1970s, we prospered economically and socially. Workers were covered, families were covered, business was covered, education was covered, the environment was covered, even the elderly were covered. Can't understand why conservatives don't recognize this, aren't trying to help us back on course. Progressives are fighting them, and the liberals of their own party are the only ones fighting for these social democratic ideals and policies anymore. Seems everyone else in leadership has abandoned the working classes, opportunity, the safety net, families, and reform. Guess they feel any structural changes will have everything tumbling down, yet the recent history of 2008's banking crisis and the Trump administration has proven the government and the economy is a leviathan resistant to collapse. Maybe someone should tell leadership they're listening to the wrong advisors, are listening to the paranoid, aren't channeling common sense or critical thinking, are listening to emotions too much, and might try looking around themselves a little and at our own recent history. Might try having a little faith in our systems, in our country, and in our people again. Oh, August 16th, a Monday. Same year. Fun and praise for a film. See if I can't get this playing again. Some James Taylor. Wow, this Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt and Yvonne Strahovski was some incredible fun, hitting all the right notes in tone, in pacing, in storytelling, in adventure. The characters were well drawn, the plot was dynamic and well thought out, the logic was solid, and the relationships felt believable. Finding the emotion, even the spectacle, just a sec, let's check the time. Yeah, we're all right. Even the spectacle, explosions, and special effects had purpose, and the monsters were a fine conceptualized hybrid of Velociraptor and T-Rex. A little long, but worth sticking with it, as the finale was as good as the build-up in the body. I found this after it was mentioned on the Angry Joe show, as they were reviewing What If and Cosmic Sin. And starting with 30 minutes of the animation, I went from low to high, and it worked out great. Cosmic Sin, The Ghost on Mars, Beyond Skyline, Breach, then ending with this. Very fun evening of action films and sci-fi. This is what action and sci-fi adventure can be, with people being who they are as they act out who they might be. Want diversity in movies? This is how you do it without tropes or tokenism. This is how films used to be when we were more innocent, thoughtful, and carefree, when we weren't trying to solve all the world's problems, just the ones within the film. So pleased to have stumbled onto this picture, and the others were fine lead-ins. Now I'm off to watch it again, it being so fun the first time. Very good job, Mr. Chris McKay and Co. Zach Dean, Larry Fong, Peter Winham, and James E. Price. Kudos for the partnership of Paramount Pictures, Skydance, New Republic, and Amazon Studios. Our best future is always right in front of us, indeed. That was a quote from the film. I think I'm going to end it there tonight. All right, folks? Yeah. Thank you.